The Channel Islands are known as the Galapagos of North America, but why is that and what are the Channel Islands? Well, this video is all about the Channel Islands of California and specifically Santa Cruz Island because that's the island seen here that I had the privilege of visiting this past spring. So here I am on the ferry to Santa Cruz Island. You can see a lot of dolphins on the way. I saw a whale even. I didn't take a video of it. But that was really cool. You could probably see sea lions and seals and stuff as well. Lots of shipping as well, international trade. But the Channel Islands are an archipelago, a group of islands off the coast of Southern California, pretty close to the Los Angeles metro area, very easily accessible to millions and millions of people. You just have to take a ferry. So this is the Scorpion Anchorage, which is one of the most popular sites in the Channel Islands to visit. 5 of the 8 Channel Islands are included within the Channel Islands National Park. So it's a protected area, and it's good that it's protected because, as I alluded to earlier, this is a special place. There are tons of endemic species, meaning species that are found nowhere else on Earth. There's something like 400 plant and animal species out of the 2,000 that are found here that are found nowhere else on Earth. So as you can see here, the hills are pretty green. That's because end of April here, that's the tail end of the wet season. This is a Mediterranean climate. It's one of the rarest climate types in the world. This is a scrub jay, by the way, an island scrub jay, one of the endemic species to the Channel Islands. The Mediterranean climate is only found in a few regions of the world, like Australia, parts of South Africa, parts of California, and of course the Mediterranean itself. But the Mediterranean climate, all it really means is generally you have a hot and dry summer season and a cool and moist winter season. Of course, there's variation within that depending on where you are. For example, here in the Channel Islands, the summer is never really hot because we're surrounded by the cold Pacific Ocean. This is cold current coming from the north, and also lots of upwelling, which means cold water from the depths of the ocean coming up to the surface. So the air temperature is basically cool year round. It's slightly cooler in the wintertime. It's definitely wetter in the wintertime. That's when most of the rain occurs. Summer is very dry. The air is moist because you get that marine layer and a lot of fog and mist and everything, but there's not much rain in the summertime. So once you get into May, June, July, August, September, October, these hills will be brown. But in April, we've had all the growth of the winter season and things look pretty nice. Whenever I see these caves or I'm on the Pacific coast and I'm looking at cliffs and that dark blue water, I think of Charlie's Angels or some sort of spy movie from the early 2000s. It's like that sort of vibe for whatever reason. Anyways, all the upwelling results in nutrient-rich waters. That's a great environment for kelp forests, massive kelp forests. And kelp forests are home to a lot of different animals because it's food and it's safety, it's coverage for animals. The water is very cold, as I alluded to. It's not freezing. It's not the coldest I've swam in, but it was probably maybe like 50 degrees. I'm not sure, but it was pretty chilly to swim in it. And the visibility wasn't that great. I was hoping I could see more, but you never know unless you try. So anyways, back to the thing about the Galapagos of North America. The island fox is probably the symbol of the endemic species to the Channel Islands. It's a really cute little fox, and we don't really know how it got here. I mean, it's possible that it literally was dropped from the sky by a bird of prey or something of that nature a long time ago. But it's also possible that mainland foxes swam to the islands during the last ice age when the sea levels were lower and there was only about a few miles between the mainland and the islands. As far as we know, the islands were never connected to the mainland. They formed as islands, and even in the ice age when the sea level dropped, there was still separation from the mainland. A lot of the Channel Islands were actually connected as a much larger island, but still separated from the mainland. So in the end, I highly recommend visiting the Channel Islands if you're into this kind of thing. The ferry was pretty affordable. I think it was like $70 to get from Ventura on the mainland out to Scorpion Harbor on Santa Cruz Island. The ferry trip is like 2 hours each way, so it's definitely a day trip at least. I mean, you're going to spend the whole day on the island at a minimum. And you can camp, of course, and make it an extended stay, or you could do sea kayaking. Oh, there's tons of sea caves I didn't even mention. There's some of the biggest sea caves in the world that exist here. And if you're into sea kayaking, those are really cool to check out. I would like to check those out someday. But yeah, the ferry was pretty nice. Really big waves on the way out, and standing in the front of the boat was really fun. So that's the Galapagos of North America, the Channel Islands, just off of the Southern California coast. I had a cool time there, and I hope to be back someday. Hopefully you can make it out there too.